What is good, everyone? Just wanted to recap my day today. Um, I want to say it went well, but at the same time, not really. And why I say that is because it went well because I got 3 booked appointments today, and it's just amazing to see God work in that way. Because I mean, you guys were here yesterday, um, us literally talking about how us remaining faithful, us remaining patient, not through us, not through me, of course, but through God and His grace. And because of that, uh, God gave me results today, and God gave me outcomes today. Why do I say that it went bad? Because today I did get comfortable. Uh, After getting the 3 booked appointments, I thought, you know what? I can set some time aside and get some, use a couple of hours. Essentially, I played for an hour and 30 with basketball. And of course, I did have fun, but at the same time, I could have done a lot more dials today. I could have a lot more dials, and I could have essentially probably got another set. And because of that, I wasn't as sharp uh, whenever I hopped back on. And yeah, essentially, I could have done more dials, but I didn't. Um, I don't know. I don't really know what to talk about other than, obviously being grateful that God was able to work and show His work and His blessing and His outcomes in His timing. In that moment, whenever I was. Oh, actually, I did want to talk about one thing. Today, I truly learned Jeremiah 17. The heart is deceitful above all things. Who may know it? And desperately wicked. Who may know it? Why does this verse come up to my mind? Because today, during our coaching call in the morning, uh, I got a lot of praise, and I got a lot of, yeah, let's just say praise in terms of the coaching call. However, it didn't feel like I got a lot of praise. Why didn't it feel like I got a lot of praise? Because my heart was set onto one thing, or set only onto one expectation, um, that I would perceive as good validation or even perceive as praise. And that was during the role plays. During the role plays, I was expecting a certain validation and certain compliments and certain praises from my mentors. Um, but I didn't. It was underwhelming, and because of that, I felt like I wasn't growing as. Yeah, I felt like I wasn't growing as much. There's a part of my heart where I was like, "Am I doing well then? Um, is that I didn't get praise? Like, so did they not see me as valuable?" These were some of the thoughts that were coming up, and by God's grace, I was able to see the my heart posture change. I was able to see, um, essentially, my heart feeling condemned, and in that moment, God just made me realize that my heart is never ever going to be filled and fulfilled. If it's through the worldly things, it's never ever going to be fulfilled. If it is through my expectations, it's never ever going to be filled. It is only because of God that allows my heart to feel happy and feel hopeful. Even whenever I got these 3 books, it was because of God that allowed me to feel happy and hopeful. And even then, I prayed to God and I told Him, God, please, like, I know that I would get egotistical um, essentially think that I'm good, but it's really only because of God's grace. And I mean, we saw it yesterday. I did everything the same day, the same thing that I did today. It's really only God's grace that He allowed me to speak to the people that actually were serious, or even give me the grace to be fully present with these people. There was nothing that I did, it was all Him. And that was just really, really beautiful. And I'm grateful that God was able to allow me to remember who I am without Him. I'm someone who can't even have conversations with these people. I'm someone who isn't sharp and asking the right questions, or even isn't really present in these people. So the fact that God was able to give me the grace to step aside and really understand, like, hey, this isn't because of you, this is because of me. And I I don't want to complain against that. He's right. If anything, I want Him to be the one to lead my heart, and I want to be I want to lean on Him. It's just way easier. I have a lot more peace knowing that God is handling everything. And even today's coaching call showed me that if my heart or my flesh were to lead my heart, I would never be fulfilled. I would never be happy. Even if I got, like, let's say today, um, my flesh was leading my heart. Dude, I wouldn't even be happy with those 3 sets. I'm gonna be honest. I would be disappointed that I only got 205 dials. I was assuming that I was gonna get more than that. I was assuming I was gonna get like 220 or 225 or more than that. But um, yeah, I didn't, and I got upset about that. And even then, I probably would have taken the whole day off because I was like, hey, I already got 3 sets. That's really good. I don't really need it anymore. But God was able to give me the grace, and through His grace, He was able to make me understand that I'm I would probably be having the same day as yesterday if it wasn't for His grace. I would have gone a second day um, where I probably would have gotten no sets. But it's because of His grace that allowed me to be present. It's because of His grace that allowed me to speak to people who were serious and were open to the conversation. And at the end of the day, everything is done through Him. And yeah, um, just an amazing day. After having that prayer, uh, I wasn't too happy in the sense that it bled into pride. I was happy more for God working. I was happy that God fulfilled His promises, and I was excited seeing His work. Um, Through God's grace, He was able to allow me to have a heart where I didn't see this as my work. I didn't see this as my efforts, and I didn't take it as my achievement. This was God's, and I'm grateful that God is leading me through this and through sales. And yeah, um, how do I feel right now? I honestly feel how I felt yesterday, and probably how I felt the other couple of days. I realized, and there's this thought in my head um, of how tired I was this morning, and I realized that being tired is such a blessing because it is the most optimal time, at least for me, to just surrender everything. I'm so tired to even think about anything. I'm so tired of even wanting to do anything that I've given God, or I just wanted to surrender everything to God and let Him handle that. And I just move through the motions and move forward. Not move through the motions because that sounds like there's no intention. Of course, there's still intention moving forward. So for me, it was just moving forward, but not thinking much about the outcomes or what to expect and any of that. So um, I guess I received a positive uh, perspective on being tired. Um, in terms of the spiritual side. The spiritual side, I'm able to just surrender everything to God and let Him handle everything. Uh, while yeah, while I just move forward. So it's pretty much all I have for today. It's a pretty short day. Um, and that's fine. That's completely fine. Some days are going to be long, some days are going to be short. Uh, Once again, the purpose of these calls is really, or the purpose of these calls, I'm still in setter mode. The purpose of these videos is just for me to lay out what's on my mind and what I've learned, what God has taught me, and just lessons and growth, seeing growth throughout these videos. And hey, hopefully I do 30 days of this straight, or even post 30 days. I would like to see where I would be at the 30th entry. So yeah, um, I appreciate you guys for listening. If you guys have stayed this long, and as always, I love you guys and appreciate you guys. See ya.